On Sunday, lawmakers passed landmark bills to make amends for racism. The proposal they approved allows for the return of land or compensation to families whose property was unfairly taken by the government, and an informal apology for laws and practices that harmed black people. But the buzz surrounding the Reparations Bill's package was over what wasn't addressed: direct payments.
We laid the foundation that those bills are critically important to, stand up what reparations would be here in the state of California.
State Senator Stephen Bradford authored SB 1403, aims to establish the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency, while SB 1331 funds reparations. Both were not voted on. The California Legislative Black Caucus pulled the bill because it said the proposal needs more work.
The bills that pass are not reparations. An apology is not reparations.
Chris Lodgeson, a reparation activist with Coalition for Just and Equitable California.
The only bills today that even had a chance of being core reparations or to even get us to reparations are the bills that did not pass.
California's Legislative Black Caucus, which represents the black members of the state legislature, confirmed that lawmakers will not move forward with those two key proposals. The first, SB 1403, which would establish a state agency to oversee the state's reparations efforts. The other, SB 1331, that would establish a state fund for reparations. So the blocking of these bills has angered protesters who've been in the Capitol Rotunda all day, yelling at lawmakers in the Assembly to bring the bills up for a vote. State Senator Stephen Bradford said Governor Newsom's office asked him to make changes to the bill that would establish the state agency and to instead turn it into a study of reparations recommendations by the University of California. Bradford would not accept the changes, and he says the Legislative Black Caucus is afraid of the veto. But the leader of the Legislative Black Caucus, Assemblymember Lori Wilson, denied this. Bradford told us, though, the bills have the votes.
The California Legislative Black Caucus pulled the bill. The California Legislative Black Caucus pulled the bill.
I don't know how many different examples people need. I guess, it's just the people just aren't bright enough to figure it out. But this is just another example in hundreds upon hundreds of different examples that is telling you that this whole political system where you try to vote or you try to use your voice in different rallies or in different meetings, where you try to get bills passed that help you, none of it is relevant. Voting for presidents isn't relevant. Voting locally isn't relevant. Your congressmen, your governors, all that stuff, none of that is relevant. It has nothing to do with your vote, and it has everything to do with money. That's it. And this is just another example for the people who aren't smart enough to figure this out. It's just going to keep happening, and you're just going to keep looking like idiots because you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Trying to get a bill passed to get the things that you want is not going to work. This isn't a fair system, and it's not a system that has been set up to help people like you or to help the public in general. That's not why it's here. This system is specifically put in place to help the wealthy maintain control over your dumb asses. So stop trying to use the system that they put in place to subjugate you to get some sort of relief for yourself, because the system was only put in place to subjugate you, dummy. It's not here to help you. When will you figure that out and change course? Stop voting. Stop asking politicians to help you, because the politicians are paid to ignore you, to distract you, and to placate you. And you're going to keep running into this scenario over and over and over again until you die. And then your poor children will now be stuck in this game where they try to go through this process over and over and over again until they die. And then their children will be stuck in this process where they're trying to go through this system, and they do it over and it keeps continuing. And while you guys are playing this stupid little game, those wealthy people are making bank at your expense. And the politicians who you're asking for things, the councilmen, the task force leaders, those people are all becoming rich because they're being paid to distract you and to ignore you and to placate you. That is their job. They are the face. They're supposed to be there to provide cover for the wealthy people that control all of this. And you guys just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Because you don't want to switch it up, because switching it up I guess is gonna be hard. I don't think not spending money should be that hard. Maybe it doesn't feel good to not be able to shop. I don't know. But you people don't want to switch it up and you don't want to change things. Fine. But just don't complain then. Just keep your fucking mouths shut and just deal with whatever happens to you. Stop playing this stupid political game with these people. The system has been put in place. This whole political system, every part of it has been put in place as a mechanism just to keep you from revolting. That's it. That is the political system. The rich men and women of this world have put these systems in place to make stupid people think that they have a voice and that they have a choice. And it keeps them from fighting back. That's the whole reason it's here. It's a divide and conquer tactic that keeps people complacent and keeps people distracted and keeps you from fighting back against the people that are destroying your lives. That's why it's here. It's not a system made for you. It's not. The men and women that came up with this system within this country, they were all rich. There were no commoners, poor people, working class people, and slaves sitting at the table coming up with this plan. No. Rich men and women, specifically the men at the time, they sat down and created this system. Do you honestly think that rich men and women sit down and think about ways to help the poor people? I mean, you seriously use your brains. Do you think rich men and women sit around amongst each other and say, you know what, let's figure out ways to enrich and empower everybody? No. What is it that these people say? It's a business. What is it they say when they try to explain away some sort of sick, destructive, demonic thing that was done? Oh, it's just business. This is business to them. Working to keep themselves rich, it's business. They set these things up for themselves. These rich people sat down and created a system that would benefit them. Because the only way rich people can stay rich is by exploiting the masses. That's it. That's how they get, you as a rich person, you get access to more because the masses, let's say there's 1,000 people and 2 people are rich. Those 2 people stay rich because the other 998 people keep funneling resources to just those 2 people. And that's how they get and stay rich. They have to work to make sure that you keep funneling those resources to them. They're not going to create a system where everything is equal because then they lose their riches. Dummies. The whole system is set up by rich people for rich people. And every politician, every councilman, governor, mayor, any of these politicians, any people in politics, all of those people figured out a long time ago that if I want to enrich myself, I join this political system and I work for those wealthy people as a puppet and as a cover to protect them from the masses. So all of this is a joke. You keep doing it over and over again. Black people, you're not going to get nothing from nobody if you don't change it up. If you don't fight back and punish the wealthy. That's it. Stop playing this game that they've set up for you to keep you distracted, divided, and placated. Stop it. You have to punish them. You want to get their attention? Punish. Don't ask for them and create hearings and these panels and these groups to study things and present bills. Don't waste your time doing that. Why do you think they would give you reparations all of a sudden? They haven't done it all this time. They purposely destroy your community, sabotage us, poison us, imprison us, enslave us, murder us. They purposely do these things. And you think all of a sudden, because you ask enough, they're going to say, you know what, let's stop doing all that stuff and just give them some of the money. No, they're not going to do that. You have to punish them if you want to get their attention. And the legal way to punish these rich people who have set this whole thing up to keep you down is to take away the thing that they want, which is the money. That is it. That is it. Take away their money. Stop shopping. Convince everyone else that you know and love to stop buying things. That's it. Shut down the economy. Shut down the thing that makes them rich and keeps them rich. Shut it down. Stop buying things. Stop sharing your money with them. Stop handing your wealth over to them. Once you do that, that is when you get their attention. That is it. That's it. That's the solution. It is the solution, the only one. Stop sharing your money with these people. Obviously, when I say stop shopping, I don't mean don't spend any money at all. You have to spend money to live. Change how you shop. Stop going into the big businesses, the big chain stores. Stop spending your money in malls. Stop going to the big supermarkets. Few examples. If you need groceries, don't go to Kroger. Don't go to Stop and Shop. Don't go to Publix. Don't go to Walmart. Don't go to any of these big chain stores. Go to a small mom and pop shop. Go to a farmer's market. Go to a bodega. Go to some small independent place. If you're hungry, don't go to a big fast food chain store like McDonald's or Burger King. Don't go to a big chain restaurant like P.F. Chang's or Longhorn or Red Lobster. Shut these places down. Make the food yourself from the groceries you got at the farmer's market. Or go to some small locally owned restaurant or pub or something like that. You need to buy clothes. Don't go to JCPenney or Target or wherever women go to buy clothes. Don't go to the big stores. Buy that stuff online. Find a local boutique that you can buy these things at. Make the clothes yourself. Shut down the big businesses. All of these big chain stores that you see, they all help the wealthy generate more money because the wealthy invest in these companies. They own portions of these companies. These companies help their businesses in certain ways. It's what helps keep them wealthy. Take that away, shut that down. You will affect enough of the wealthy people to start getting their attention. It is only then when you get their attention by taking away their money that they'll turn around and say, you know what, maybe we should listen to these people and give them some of the money to shut them up and to get them back into the stores and to get the economy going again. That is it. Stop doing these stupid games and worrying about politics, politicians, laws, bills, policies. None of that stuff was made to help you. All of that stuff was made to help only the wealthy. Only. Any small concessions that you've seen people get over the years through government, that's only been there as a way to keep people thinking that the system works for them. You will never get any real policy changes, any real updates to your life. You'll never stop any of the really bad things because all of that stuff is in some way helping the wealthy, helping to enrich them, to keep them rich. So that's why it's going to keep happening. You want people to stop dumping poison in your drinking water? Not going to happen because that helps the wealthy save money. It helps them stay wealthy. So they're going to fight to keep that from happening. You want a universal healthcare system so you can use your taxes to help you with your medical bills instead of having to funnel money into these insurance companies? Not going to happen because the insurance companies make money when you have to pay insurance to them. So they use that money to bribe the politicians to keep any change from happening. You want some sort of climate change to happen? It's not going to happen because the fossil fuel companies pay money to make the laws and policies work in their favor because it keeps them wealthy. You want to take guns off the street? Not going to happen, because the manufacturers of these products make money and they use it to bribe the politicians. That's it. That is nothing. You're never going to get any real substantial change through the government, because the government, again, was set up to help the wealthy. And if you don't have the money to bribe and control the politicians, then you're not going to get anything. And you don't have the money to bribe them. You don't have the money. You'll never have the amount of money needed to bribe these people. So use your money to take it away. That's it. That's the only legal safe thing that you can do. Stop wasting your time with this, because it's keeping this going, and your children, our children, are going to suffer as a result of this, because the masses aren't getting together and fighting back. So you have to stop shopping. You have to spread that message. You have to tell other people to do it. If enough of us do it, it will catch on like wildfire. The rest of the people in the country who are also being affected by this game will fight back by pulling their money. They will shut down the economy. Once the economy is shut down and people are enriching themselves by withholding or building up their own money, their own savings, that is when the wealthy will reach out. And the wealthy will reach out through the politicians that they own and that they bribe. And they'll tell the politicians, go find out what these people want. That's it. Then you'll get the attention. Then you'll start to see people pay attention to you. Until then, you're just wasting your time.
The California Legislative Black Caucus pulled the bill.